ADHD Explained. Myths, positives, and practical tips. Hey besties, it's Love Nicholas here. You guys already know I'm all about that positive energy, spreading love, and keeping it real. And today we're diving deep into a topic that's super close to my heart, ADHD. You know I love connecting with you all, and this video is actually inspired by one of you amazing besties. Today's video is dedicated to my friend and subscriber, Danglish. We were chatting about ADHD and she suggested making a video about it. And you know me, I love hearing your ideas and making content that you guys actually want to see. So, Danglish, this one's for you, girl. I'm doing something new where you can comment down below or let me know what topic you want the next video to be about, and I'll be doing it as my next video. So don't be shy, hit me with your best shot. But for now, let's get into it. We're gonna be talking about what ADHD really is, busting some myths, and talking about how to thrive even if you have it. So without further ado, let's dive into the content. Okay, so let's start with the basics. What exactly ADHD? ADHD stands for Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder. Now, I know that sounds kind of intense, right? Like, oh my god, what's wrong with me? But hold up, besties, it's not as scary as it sounds. Basically, ADHD is a neurodevelopmental disorder, which just means it affects how your brain works a little differently. It's all about how your brain produces and uses certain chemicals like dopamine that help you focus, stay motivated, and control your impulses. And guess what? It's actually way more common than you might think. So what are the symptoms? Well, there are three main areas that ADHD can affect: inattentiveness, hyperactivity, and impulsivity. Inattentiveness can look like difficulty focusing, getting easily distracted, or struggling to follow through on tasks. Like, you start a project all excited and then bam, you're suddenly reorganizing your entire closet. Been there. Then there's hyperactivity. This doesn't always mean bouncing off the walls though, it can also show up as restlessness, fidgeting, or talking non-stop. And finally, we have impulsivity. This one's all about acting without thinking, interrupting conversations, or having trouble waiting your turn. It's like your brain is saying go 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 all the time. Now here's the thing, ADHD can look different for everyone. Some people might mainly struggle with inattention while others might be more hyperactive and impulsive. There are actually three main types of ADHD, predominantly inattentive, predominantly hyperactive impulsive, and combined type. And the way ADHD shows up can even change as you get older. Alright besties, let's clear the air and debunk some of these crazy myths about ADHD because there's a lot of misinformation out there. First of all, let's address the elephant in the room. ADHD is a made-up thing. It's a real clinically recognized condition, okay? It's not just kids being too energetic or adults being lazy. Another myth? That ADHD only affects kids. Nope. While it's often diagnosed in childhood, ADHD can persist into adulthood. Many adults have lived with ADHD their whole lives without even knowing it. They might have just thought they were different or struggled to keep up. And here's another one I hear all the time. People with ADHD just need to try harder. Ugh, if I had $1 for every time I heard that. Listen, ADHD is not a lack of willpower or motivation. It's a neurological difference. It's like telling someone with glasses to just try harder to see. It doesn't work that way. Some people also think that medication is the only solution for ADHD. While medication can be super helpful for some people, it's not a magic cure-all. There are so many other strategies like therapy, coaching, and lifestyle changes that can make a huge difference. And finally, let's talk about the stereotype that people with ADHD are just disorganized and messy. While it's true that some people with ADHD struggle with organization, it's definitely not true for everyone. And even if you do struggle with it, it doesn't mean you're incapable of being organized. It just might take a little extra effort and finding systems that work for you. Okay besties, let's flip the script and talk about the positives of ADHD, because yes, there are many. Living with ADHD can be challenging, but it also comes with some pretty awesome strengths and qualities that often get overlooked. First of all, let's talk about creativity. People with ADHD often have brains that are wired for innovation and out-of-the-box thinking. They see the world differently and can come up with amazing ideas that others might miss. It's like their minds are always buzzing with possibilities. And speaking of buzzing, ADHD brains are often super energetic and passionate. When they're interested in something, they go all in. They bring a contagious enthusiasm to everything they do, and that passion can be incredibly inspiring to be around. Another superpower, hyperfocus. While it's true that people with ADHD can struggle with focus when they're truly engaged in something they love, they can enter a state of intense concentration that blocks out everything else. It's like time stands still. People with ADHD are also often incredibly empathetic and intuitive. They can pick up on subtle cues and emotions that others might miss. They're the friends you go to for advice because they just get it. And let's not forget about resilience. Living with ADHD means constantly facing challenges and finding ways to adapt. This builds incredible resilience and a can-do attitude that helps them overcome obstacles and achieve their goals. Chapter 4. ADHD in Daily Life. Navigating the Struggles. Let's get real for a minute, besties. ADHD can definitely throw some curveballs into your daily routine. From managing time to dealing with overwhelm, it can feel like you're constantly juggling a million things at once. But don't worry, I've got your back. One of the biggest challenges is time management. It's like time has a mind of its own when you have ADHD. You might underestimate how long tasks will take or get easily sidetracked. But here's the thing. You don't have to be a slave to the clock. Start by breaking down tasks into smaller, more manageable chunks. Use timers to stay on track, and don't be afraid to schedule in breaks to avoid burnout. Another struggle? Organization. Keeping track of appointments, deadlines, and all the things you need to do can feel overwhelming. But guess what? There are tons of tools and strategies that can help. Use planners, calendars, to-do lists, or even just sticky notes. Find a system that works for you and stick with it. Distractibility is another common challenge. It's like your brain is a butterfly, flitting from one thing to another. But here's the key. Minimize distractions. Create a dedicated workspace, turn off notifications, and let your loved ones know when you need some uninterrupted focus time. Emotional regulation can also be tough. ADHD can make your emotions feel like a roller coaster ride. But remember, it's okay to not be okay all the time. Practice self-care, find healthy coping mechanisms, and don't be afraid to reach out for support when you need it. And finally, let's talk about relationships. ADHD can sometimes put a strain on relationships, but communication is key. Talk to your loved ones about your experiences, set boundaries, and remember that you're not alone in this journey. Chapter 5. Work-life balance and relationships. Tips for ADHD success. Okay, besties, let's talk about how to create a fulfilling life with ADHD, both personally and professionally. Because you deserve to thrive in all areas of your life. First up, work-life balance. It's so easy to get caught up in the hustle and forget to prioritize your well-being. But here's the thing, self-care isn't selfish, it's essential. Make time for activities that bring you joy and help you recharge. Whether it's reading, taking a bath, or spending time in nature, make self-care a non-negotiable part of your routine. When it comes to work, find a career path that aligns with your strengths and passions. Remember those ADHD superpowers we talked about? Use them to your advantage. If you thrive in fast-paced environments, go for it. If you need more flexibility, explore remote work options. And don't be afraid to ask for accommodations if you need them. Whether it's a quieter workspace or flexible hours, advocating for your needs can make a world of difference. Now let's talk relationships. Communication is key. Talk to your partner, friends, and family about your ADHD and how it affects you. Explain your triggers, your needs, and how they can best support you. Remember, relationships are a two-way street. Be understanding of their perspective as well, and don't be afraid to seek professional help if you're struggling to navigate relationship challenges on your own. You've been a good friend. Chapter 6. Supporting someone with ADHD, a guide for loved ones. Hey there, amazing supporters. If you know and love someone with ADHD, you're playing a vital role in their life. So let's talk about how you can be the best ally you can be. First and foremost, educate yourself about ADHD. The more you understand about the condition, the better equipped you'll be to support your loved one. Read books, watch documentaries, and talk to them about their experiences. Remember that ADHD affects everyone differently. What works for one person might not work for another. So be open-minded, flexible, and willing to adjust your approach as needed. One of the most important things you can do is practice patience. ADHD can be frustrating, both for the person experiencing it and for those around them. But remember that your loved one isn't trying to be difficult. They're doing the best they can with the brain they have. Encourage their strengths and celebrate their successes, no matter how small they may seem. Positive reinforcement can go a long way in boosting their self-esteem and motivation. And finally, be a source of unconditional love and support. Let your loved one know that you're there for them no matter what. Your unwavering belief in them can make all the difference in the world. You've got this. Thanks for watching, besties. I hope you found this video helpful and maybe even learned something new about ADHD. Remember, knowledge is power, and if you're living with ADHD, know that you are not alone. There's an amazing community out there ready to support you. Remember to like the video, comment your valuable feedback, and subscribe for more content like this. And don't forget to let me know what topic you want me to cover next. Good luck, and take care. Sending you all my love.